Hi, today we're going to talk about 5 signs or baby signs that you can use with your little one. First, before we get into what those signs are, we want to talk about why are we even doing baby signs? Well, because communication starts way before your child says their first word. This way, you're giving them an avenue to express themselves, and it reduces frustration on their part. So we want to remember that gross motor skills come before fine motor skills. So they are able to do big motions like all done and please before they can have the coordination or the fine motor skills to be able to understand breath control, to push the air out their mouth, to change their lips to be together for bye-bye versus this. Another reason we do baby sign is because we cannot reach down into their mouth and make them say that word. We can't physically do that, but we can physically model taking their hands and putting them together to make a sign. Tell them bye-bye, and we're taking their hand and we're waving. So we're helping them learn that motor pattern. So these are a few of the whys behind baby sign. Okay, so now we can get into the actual signs that we're going to teach them. I entitled it 5 signs, but I can't do just 5 signs. So there's going to be more than that. But again, you can focus on 2 to 3 to start with till they get the idea that mommy's making my hands go like this, and when I do this, that means something. Once they have that cause and effect, then you can continue to add on signs. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. So you've seen me do this. Let's start with that one. This is the sign for more. A lot of these beginning signs that I'm going to teach you can be used across a lot of different requests or a lot of different ways to use that word. We do that intentionally. So more could be, I want more time in the bathtub. I want more Cheerios. I want more swing. So this is getting them to continue the activity. That's why we pick something that can be used across a lot of different requests. Then all done. I make this gesture huge with my kiddos. I take their hands and I shake them just for some fun and some input tactily, and I go all done. So we're doing all done. All done, next sign that can be used across a lot of different environments. We can be all done, I want to get out of my high chair, and so this doesn't erupt into frustration of throwing the food onto the ground. It can be, oh, guess what, honey? We're all done with the toys and the blocks. Let's put them away. It's time to clean up. So we're using it as a signal to them, and they are using it as a signal to us. Another one that I do a lot is please. And again, I start with hand over hand modeling. I take their little hand and I tap it to their chest. This is a little different than more. More is getting extra. More is continuing the activity. Please can be an initial request for something. So they're maybe pointing and using gestures, which is great. And now we're making it a little more difficult. We're upping the ante on what's a little more complex language. So the gesture is great. That's a great starting point. And then they're pointing and then they're saying, please, please what? Please, can we go? Please, can I have that food? Please, can you turn on my favorite show? That kind of thing. So we've got more, we've got all done, we've got please. Again, you are always pairing the sign with the word. Very important. We're not just signing something, we are signing it and saying it, providing the verbal model for them. Some of these next ones are ones that I used with my 3 kiddos, and sometimes they were for them to communicate to me, but a lot of times it was me to communicate with them. You'll see what I mean when I say stop. So that's the next sign, stop. Again, you can use it for them when they're playing. You're pulling them on the swing. Ready, set, go, and stop. Go, stop. So I'm pulling them up on the swing. Ready, set, and they put their little finger out. Go. We let them go, and then we're ready to stop, and we stop the swing. Lots of practice that way. You've got lots of repetitions on the swing. The reason I said I used it with my kiddos also is because if from across the room, I was able to use these signs even as they were older to be like, stop it. And the whole room did not have to hear me yell at my kiddo, but they made that eye contact and they saw this. They knew, I am not supposed to be doing that. Next sign is eat. We're putting our fingers together, eat, towards the mouth. They can use this for snack time. They eat 3 meals a day. And again, you can also give them smaller portions if it's snack time and they have some Cheerios. Instead of dumping out a whole tray full of Cheerios, give them 4 or 5 Cheerios. And they're like, dude, this is not enough food. I need more. Oh, what do you want? Do you want to eat? And again, you start with the model, eat, and then you wait and see if they ask for it themselves. Eat. Next one, help. We know that littles need a lot of help with a lot of things. So we want to give them the opportunity to struggle a little. Then if they can't do it, we want to model help, open hand, fist on top, lift it up. Help. Do you want help? Do you want mommy to help with that? It could be helping them to put their coat on or take their coat off. It could be that they are building some blocks and it fell down, or they can't get that Lego clicked in, the Duplo blocks. So help. And the last one is, again, a great social one. It is thank you. So you give them something and you say, what do you say? Thank you. Again, this is teaching them that there's a give and take. It's teaching them manners from an early age. So the one hand is down, you start at your chin, go down to your hand. Thank you. All right, so I gave you about 10 signs. Don't overwhelm yourself or your kiddo doing all of them at once. Pick 2 to 3 signs. Do them consistently with your kiddo. Consistency, repetition, that is what they need to be doing it on their own. Another reminder, always pair the sign with the word. More, please. Then you're going to start to hear them when they're doing it more. A lot of people ask, but if I teach my kids sign, and they're communicating and they're getting their point across, are they really going to develop their verbal language? Great question. Yes, they are. Research, documentation shows again and again, it is a bridge to get the kids communicating, and going from gestures, signs to verbal is very natural. Then you will see the signs fade out over time. I hope you found this helpful. If you liked it, we'd love it if you'd subscribe, like it, share it with a friend so other people can learn about JuJu for parents. See you next time.